We are already in the post-industrial knowledge society where things are increasingly dependent upon having the right information at the right time, and this information must reach the people who need it to take important and effective decisions so that their communities and their own careers and their life goals are uh, achieved. So what do we do to in order to bring about those kind of resources and institutions and processes necessary for a vibrant knowledge society? Where does Northeast stand in terms of a knowledge society? Where does Meghalaya stand? Where does Mizoram stand? Where does Assam stand? I see a lot of pockets of talented people, people concerned with the right kind of things, who want to have a who are doing significantly important work in terms of meeting the goals of their uh, communities in terms of health or financial prosperity or uh, any other any other goal that they are addressing. However, overall, as a widespread state of affairs where a knowledge society is taking shape in the right way, I think there is a lot to be done, because there are different ways in which we can achieve that. For one, people have to be aware that to use the right technology in the right way, instead of just watching videos on YouTube and just patting each other on the back through likes and comments on social media, because this is a very unproductive use of technology in the right to what is it is actually capable of doing. So in that sense, I would like to bring about one entity which will address those things that are necessary, both in terms of technology, devices, software, workshops, training, whatever is necessary. And this particular entity would have profitability as its benchmark. It cannot survive without being financially viable. So a small group of people would actually would have to contribute capital, and this can be done through a by the issue of shares. And this has been on my mind for quite some time, but that is not the real goal of this, because what is important is what this organization is actually going to enable, right? So there will be more things to follow, but right now I'm thinking in terms I'm talking to Impact Hub, Austria based Impact Hub, to bring them into Shillong, because they don't have a network here in India. They have in elsewhere. The nearest one is in Dhaka, and they talk about social entrepreneurship. Now, going forward, really, it is not possible for any enterprise to be only profit oriented and benefit and to be healthy in a financial way. We have to collaborate. We have to see the ecosystem within which we function. We have to address the social needs of the people around which we are surrounded by, and then if we are able to do so, then we will be able to further our own goals. So both individually we need to upgrade ourselves with respect to different kinds of information and resources, and also the right use of technology to in order to in order to make progress in our own careers, in our own personal lives, because things are so much more interconnected now. I just cannot live in isolation, because now everything is interconnected, right? Then going forward, there are different groups who benefit and who stand to benefit from this. Parents of young children need to understand the neurology of their children's brains, what is happening in their brains with the with the excessive use of technology. What impact is it happening on their brains? And it is a documented fact that many of the things that happen in early childhood actually change the wiring of a brain, and everything is dependent on that. And then going forward, interpersonal relationships is also a huge area, because our relationships are increasingly under stress because of the scarcity of attention that we have, right? We are constantly being bombarded by different things that grab our attention, and we are not able to pay adequate attention to the people who need us in terms of our emotional support system. And that leads to the breakdown of relationships between people, between friends, between and society itself. Society itself is fractured around different uh, tragedies, let's say, and this need not be the case. There are different things that can be addressed, and a better situation, a better scenario can be can be realized through the use of the correct resources, etc. So I have a lot of resources like that, a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that I want to share, but I would need to do so in a platform for collaboration, really. So that's what I'm actually aiming for, to create a small firm which will focus on technologies, ideas, resources, workshops, all kinds of things, so that we can create a bigger society, for a platform for collaboration, and that would lead to the achievement of a much bigger outcome, which is a vibrant knowledge society with health, wealth, and productive relationships which are much more positive, and co-evolving towards a better outcome. I really see that this is the right time, and because there are so many things that are happening that can be that we can take advantage of, because this is the right time to make certain changes, and then going forward we can co-create a much better outcome, both for our personal goals as well as the goals of our communities to which we belong.